Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're doing, well, I thought we were doing a pink look, but somehow I took a turn and we ended with pink purple. I don't know. I was trying to match the shirt, but I didn't really want to go like that pink, but yet I wanted to play. So today we're going to be playing with the new Natasha Denona love. Well, it's not new. Let me rephrase that. It is quite old. Natasha Denona love palette. Anyway, the reason why is because I was going through my cream products and I realized that I do have the 4 pan one and this little duo one right here. And the cream in this looked like it might be going bad. Not bad like mold or anything, but like drying out. And I had to try it. It's fine. And the highlighter's stunning. I love the highlighter. I like the blush too. This isn't my favorite though, but it's not bad. You know what I mean? Love the packaging though. The packaging is just everything to me. I love both of these. But anyway, so we're going to play with this one today. And when I first got it, I kind of looked at this and knew exactly where I was going with this palette, okay? Because 9 out of 10 times, I go the same route with this palette all the time. It's like boom, boom, and then maybe this one or this one. Oh, wait, it's boom, boom, this one or this one to darken up, and then the pink. Like all the time. Love the pink, right? But I wanted to do something different. So we are. Did it turn out the way I thought? Maybe not. Did it turn out okay? Maybe. I don't know. So we're going to go into Valentine, which is this baby pink right here. I will say this color here is really pretty. I really did enjoy it. And to be fair, I kind of enjoyed this whole palette, playing with it. And I played with colors that I usually don't, whether they're too dark for me to play with or whatnot. I just wanted to give it a whirl. Since I'm trying, I didn't even set my face with powder today, y'all. I know, right? Not like me, but I didn't. Because I just wanted to see how it would hold up, to be fair. I did use this shade here first to set my eyelid, though. I used the Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC, and then I set it with that, and now I'm going in with this. It's easier for me to do eyeshadow if I set my base. Some people don't like to. I kind of have to, or I can't get it to blend. I mean, I can, but it's a lot of more work than this way. So that's why I do what I do. But yeah, I didn't use any powder at all, not even under my under eyes. I used for foundation the La Mer. For concealer, I used CoverGirl. Don't ask. I'm not a fan of this though, I'll be honest. True Blend Undercover. I don't even. What shade do I have? Classic Ivory. I think it's L400. Not a fan of that. It could be because of the shade. It is a little fair. But I'm not a fan of that concealer. But after wearing it I didn't have to set it, and it's holding pretty well, to be fair. But yeah, so I'm just trying something a little different. And then for the bronzer today, I used my Tarte, the cream, I think it's Sea Breeze, if I'm not mistaken. It's in those little like oval shaped containers. I have a small one of it. I apologize if you hear any outside noises like dogs or big trucks or whatever you may hear due to the fact that I have my window open. You can hear. So I decided I wanted to do something like this, not because of Valentine's Day. I mean, well, kind of. I guess Valentine's Day is fast approaching in no time, right? But that's not why. Oh, for the waterline, I used this from ColourPop, Amethyst Hour. Alright, so now we're going to go into the shade Dream, which is this one right here. I was just kind of I've been in a pinky mood. Probably because I haven't played with pinks in so long. But yeah, so anyway, I did enjoy doing this look, to be fair. I liked it, really liked it, like these two shades together. When I get into that darker shade, it kind of took over a little bit more than I wanted it to. It still didn't turn out bad, but it kind of went a little bit darker than I wanted to. But I didn't know the palette could do that. I mean, I did. If you look at it, you can kind of see it. But like, to be fair, when I looked at this palette, it looks like a light, bright palette for the most part. You know, no, you can go pretty grungy if you chose to. And that's kind of funny because I was gonna use the Chucky palette today, but of course it wouldn't have went with my look, wearing pink and all. But if I was wearing black, maybe. But yeah, so I was kind of like, oh, see, that's why I think this year I'm going to be very selective about my purchases because I don't get to play with these palettes enough. I don't. I'll admit that. And to see what all they can do, because sometimes palettes can look alike, right? And you don't, but then they don't. And but I'm making no sense. Basically, what I'm saying is that you could very well get the same look from another palette that you could get in a palette you already have, and you just don't know it. And that is me like 90% of the time. Like, I do not know what a palette can really achieve because I don't get the full chance to play with it necessarily because I have so many in my collection. And I was scared up until recently of darker shades, but now, I mean, I'm still scared of them, but I'm thinking if I'm not going anywhere, it's just makeup. It's gonna wash off, right? So if I film a look and it doesn't turn out good, then you know it just doesn't turn out good. You know, we all have those days. It is what it is. But at least I'm giving the palette a chance, you know? So that's at least my thought process behind everything. Whether I actually get to do that or not, that's kind of my goal for this year. Is to really see where my palettes can take me and try to use the shades that maybe I'm not the most comfortable with, you know, like the darker shades. And of course, light to mid tone, obviously, like that's my realm for the most part. But the darker shades, not so much, to be fair. Alright, now we're going to take this shade. Ready? We're going to take Commit. Now, Commitment, I usually only use it to line with, okay? And it's this one right here. It's like an eggplant type shade. And I believe it's one of her cream to powders. At least that's what it looks like in here. And I'm not going to lie. It scares me. It does. It truly does. But we're going to play with it today. I'm kind of just going to lay it where I want it. And then we'll blend. I will say I was impressed with the blending of this, to be fair. Really impressed. And you'll see in a minute, like, look how dark that is. I mean, that scares me, okay? It does. It really does scare me. But for some reason, it is looking a little, I think I might have put a little bit too much on there. But it's okay because, like, seriously, y'all, it blends. It blends out so nicely. The only thing I did notice, to be fair, and I don't know, yep, is there's fallout. Now, with that, this palette is old, okay? I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a little bit of fallout right there with that shade. And like I said, I didn't set, so it is harder for me to get rid of it today. But, alright. I'm going to take it under the lower lash line too. I'll clean it up though. But generally, I only use this shade to line with because I mean, look how dark that is. That's what I'm saying. This shade here, I didn't realize the potential it had in completely, totally transforming this palette. We're going to go back into Dream and use it to sort of blend. But anyway, I got Fallout, and I think that's because this palette is a little bit older. I know I had one, but we're going to use it to wipe off this brush because I definitely don't need no more of that darker shade. And I think it's just like drying out a little bit, you know. I don't think it was it. Well, I know it did because like I said, I used it to line with. Now, granted, that's more of a precise thing, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember having fallout with any of these shades, and the fact that even after all these years, it's got this much pigment to it. I mean, I think it's doing pretty darn good, personally. It has a, well, you know what? That might say 24-month shelf life, in which case I think we're approaching 24 months. I think it's been 2 years since she's launched this palette. I could be wrong, but I kind of think I'm not. So, with that said, it's like it's getting there, but not really. But, like, overall, the palette still performed beautifully. Like, no, I have nothing. No complaints. We're going to take that shade first that I said I laid down to, like, sort of set everything. We're just going to take it in this corner because I kind of brought that shade a little bit too far over, more than I wanted to. So we're going to just tone it down a little bit. It is a lot of back and forth when you're messing with these darker shades, I've noticed. We're going to go back into Valentine now because I don't want to lose that pink shade up here. And it's such a pretty pink. I don't know. I just never played with that dark shade in this manner before. And it kind of just impressed me in a way that I just wasn't. Because I've been playing with a lot of darker shades as of lately, you know? Like I have been. I'm not the best at it by no means. But, I mean, if I am going to play with it, I need shadow to do the work. That is true. Because I don't know what I'm doing, you know? So that shadow is going to have to do most of the work for me, or the brush is going to have to do most of the work for me. Take your pick. And in which case, I'm using my Sigma brushes. So that's a good thing because they're working beautifully. Alright, now we're going to take the shade Intense, which is this more darker pink shade, and I'm going to run it underneath the lower lash line, underneath the Commitment shade. And this is actually, I think this is one of my favorite pinks out of her palette, to be fair, the Intense shade. It's just this really pretty carnation pink, and it's just stunning, I think, personally. Alright, we're going to go back into Commitment, and I'm going to line the lower lash line with it, right up on the lash line, my lower lash line, I mean. Because I want that color there, but not too far down. But like I said, this is the only way I used to use that shade. I would just line my lower lash line and top lash line with it. But I am trying to explore new things. And granted, like I said, I did get a little bit of fallout, and I will again with another shade, I think, in a minute. I would say if you are going to work with darker shades, you might want to do your base last. I mean, as much as I say that's common sense, I'm just not one of them people to do my base last. My eyes are always last. It's just how I do my makeup. Everybody's different, I know. But you may have to mix it up if you really want to go for the darker look. And you're, you know. And, I mean, I'm scared of darker shades. I fully admit I am. But this palette, it surprised me. Okay, now we're going to go into this shade, Passion. This darker shade right here. Metallic shade. Oh, right here. This one. And I'm going to put it in the outer portion of my lid. And bring it in a little bit. Not much. This is the other shade I got a little bit of fallout with. So I'm trying to be a little bit more easy with it. And bring it in, patting it. Sort of manipulating the shade by patting. But this is a really pretty shade. I just didn't see this palette giving me kind of like a vampy goth look, really. I should have, but I didn't. So not only does it give me the traditional, like, lighter shades of pink for Valentine's, it gives me the darker side of it, which is kind of cool. Alright, we're going to go into Pure Love, this one here. And I know it seems like, duh, common sense, but like I said, I don't really get to take my time with these palettes. Do I love this palette? Yes, I do. I really, really do. But I never really got to, like I said, use it to the fullest of its potential. Because there's just so many. And I mean, and I can say there's just so many of this brand's palettes alone, you know? Forget the other brands I have. Because I bet you I could use this palette for a whole month and create different looks each time. And be happy with them. And probably amaze me at the looks I could get with it. To be fair. Like, it's kind of nuts when you really sit down and think about it. Now this is or was a limited edition. I don't know if they still have any in stock or not of it, but it is one of my favorites. And then I also have this is the midi. I also have the mini of the Love and the mini of the Crush one. So the Crush is the newest one. Alright, I'm trying to be very, very careful with this shade. But I will say these shades are starting to dry out. I am seeing it. But that's okay, because guess what? They still working. Worst case scenario, I have to, you know, do my eyes prior to my makeup when using this palette, basically. I don't know. I'm starting to think, like, and I know I'm a fan. I know it. We're going to use Transparent for the inner corner, the shade right here. Like, I know I'm a fan, but, like, I do. Sometimes I'm like, I don't think that Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath could do no wrong. I mean, I get the color stories could be the same, or maybe just not your color story, but, like, formula-wise, I just don't think they can do no wrong. And really with Natasha Denona's brand, like, on stuff, like, she's improving. Like the Cream de Paddle shadows, they were okay back in the day, but, you know, she reformulated to make them even better. Like, she's always reformulating and creating, and I like that. And Pat McGrath, I mean, she might do the same, what people think is the same color story every time, but doesn't mean the formula is bad. You know, Color Story just sells. That's why they redo it in different ways. We're going to take that shade Commitment again, that dark shade, and I'm going to line my top lash line now. Like, I always knew this shade blended well too, because like I said, smudging it, I could see that, but it's just so dark that I just could never bring myself to use it any way other than lining with. But I really want to venture outside the box this year and play with darker shades. Oh, and not be so scared of them. And play with shades that maybe I don't think I like, but I might like. Like blue. I would have never thought I would have liked blue. I really wouldn't have. You couldn't have told me even 6 months ago I would like blue eyeshadow. But now I do. Now I just want to fill that with every color, and I'm working on it, trying to figure out green. And I did pull the retro glam, and yeah, that would work. I do like the greens in that. But again, I like them. I just don't think they look good on me. Now, the green with a pink, sure. But if I'm just thinking like a blue look, I can do a blue look now and make it work. I don't think I could do an all green look and make it work. And I know that's just me. That's a preference thing. I get that. But I am going to try to work on it this year. Same with other shades. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to do the Winnie the Pooh palette from ColourPop, because I got Winnie the Pooh pajamas and I want to wear them because they are just so adorable, and I want to do a look wearing them. I know, right? Who wears pajamas out? I do. It was so funny. Okay, so back in the day, embarrassing story, but we're going to talk about it. Let me grab my mirror though. We're going to do lashes. I'm going to use the Benefit Roller Lash on the top lashes and the Cali Ray on the bottom. And as I do them, I'm going to tell you a story. So, I was raised mostly by my mother. I mean, I had a father too, but my mother's opinion, I guess, raised us, so to say. If we went out looking presentable. Okay? So, I may have hit a rough time in life, and all I wanted to do was wear SpongeBob pajama pants. Yes, you heard me correctly. So, how did this come to be? Well, these pajama pants were my father's pajama pants, actually, and I guess he didn't want them anymore because he had got new ones. I don't know. So my mom, asked if I wanted them, and I took them because they were cute. Well, let me tell you, she regretted giving me those pants from the day one, because I took them and I wore them. I wore them till there was holes, but like I'd wear them out, like going to the grocery store. Yes, going to the mall. Yep. Because I was just depressed, so I didn't really care. Not to say you can't wear them and you be completely happy either, because like I just said, I'm gonna wear the Winnie the Pooh. But it was the point that this isn't all. The Winnie the Pooh is an outfit though. It's got like a matching shirt and pants too. I also have a kitty one. Just a regular like pinky cat one type thing. But anyway, back to the SpongeBob. So I would wear them, and I wouldn't match either. Let me say that too. Like, these pants were like a blue, like a really bright blue and yellow pair of SpongeBob pants. I don't know. They're just sleeping pants with SpongeBob all over them, right? And they were blue. And it had him, like, his little body all over him. Anyway, I would wear it with a white t-shirt. I'd wear it with a green t-shirt. I'd wear it with a shirt that had something on it. Like, it didn't matter. It was the pants that I liked. And it had pockets. Of course, I love pockets. Pants that have pockets are like, yes, please. So, I wore them and wore them and wore them. Well, then I wore them, like I said, there was holes, but I didn't wear them when they had holes in them, mind you. They then became just pajama pants because I'd gotten out of my funky little thing I was in. But I'm going to tell you, I am one of them people that would wear pajamas out. I just don't care. You know, if I don't care, I don't care. If I care, I care. I do believe in to be presentable. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's the way I was raised. And if it was going to a function, then I would. Like, if it was something special, I'd dress. But I'm sorry, if I'm just going to a grocery store, who am I going there for? I'm going for myself to get food. Like, what do I care what I wear? I mean, no, I don't want to be stared at like, oh, Lord, that girl can't afford clothes or something. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I think people put too much pressure and too much thought into what people look like, what people wear, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know anything. And assumptions can get you in trouble sometimes, I'll be honest. But yeah, that was my embarrassing story. I'm with SpongeBob pants. And you know, I don't even know what happened to them things. Because they were my favorite. And I know I didn't get rid of them. And I'm wondering if my fiance didn't somehow. Or if my mother got back a hold of them and threw them away. Like if I warmed her house one time and changed or something. Because that is my mother. She would do that. She just looked. I can still remember the look she'd give me. Like you can tell she did not want to go out in public with me, which I don't blame her. But it is kind of funny to think about now. And then the fact that she got me those poop pajamas was just hilarious. But it was even funnier because the day she brought them to me, I was wearing my Grinch pajamas. And I had went out. But I had only went to get a coffee at a gas station Speedway. So that's not that big of a deal, you know. But yeah. I love pajamas. I just do. I mean, I like to dress up from time to time too, but I would say that like my style is comfy. I want to be comfy. I'm at home most of the time, you know. And like I don't know, jeans and a t-shirt and I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, I used to dress up all the time and maybe that's why I don't do it now, you know. I dressed up and I got it like heels, everything, and now I'm just like, not that I don't want to say I'm too old, because you're not, you know, you're only as old as you feel and think you are, you know. But like when I got into car accidents, that kind of took my knees out of it, and I can't really wear heels now for very long because my knees will just, I mean, the pain, and then it goes into my hip and stuff. So I kind of can't wear heels for that reason, but I just don't want to. They hurt your feet for the most part. There's comfortable ones, I know, but come on, there is no. If you're over a kitten heel or like maybe a 3-inch heel for, I mean, when you start getting into like stiletto, come on now, you know they hurt. I don't care how comfortable you can say they are, they still hurt. There's no other way around it. And they may be more comfortable than another pair of stilettos, but still ain't comfortable. And I'm just to the point where I'm like, put on a pair of tennis shoes and I am good to go. I do like boots. I like boots with maybe even a little heel. But for the most part, I'm just like, no, no thank you. So anyway, this is the final look using that palette. I have never used this palette in this way, and I kind of like it. You know what I was thinking too? I kind of want to pull out the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona because it does have the blues and greens in it, and I kind of want to give it a whirl again and see what I think about those shades again, because I feel like I could go more for the blues now that I've figured out how I like my blues. So I am curious on that, and maybe I could figure out a way to like the greens by using that palette too. But I don't know. I just think I'm going to look at palettes differently than, or try to anyway, than how I usually see them. You know what I mean? Because like I said, usually when I see this palette, I see the pinks. And I mean, I would even do like Intense, Soul, Heartbeat, and then I'd put Lifetime. Or again, Intense, Soul, Heart, and then I'd put just Pure Love or Giving. Like that's the way I would go. And you can see that a lot of these shades, like Blind, I've never used it. I don't think I've ever used Trust, and I never had used Dream until just now too. I may have used Trust. There's something. It looks like maybe something, but like the rest of them, I can see that I've used some. You know what I mean? And the metallics I've definitely used, and other than the blend or blind. But yeah, I think I want to revisit them, looking at it like that, and try to go a different route just to see what my palettes can do, so that when newer palettes launch, I may not need them because I already have them in here, at least the vibe of them in other palettes, you know. Now, if Natasha launched another palette tomorrow, would I buy it? Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. If Pat McGrath launched another palette, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. There's certain brands that I'm just gonna absolutely buy for the most part. For the most part. But at the same time, I feel like I might have, like, I just don't, I don't know. I just don't want to waste money anymore. You know what I mean? And unless somebody says that a formula has changed and it's like the easiest and the best formula, I just don't think I'm going to go for it, because there's so many that I have in my collection that I know I like and love the formula too. Now, and the price points are all over the place with that said. So I just feel like I want to use up this year what I have. Not that I could ever use up what I have, but use this year. Like this year, use what I have to get a different outlook on it. Doing a lot of shopping my stash and really focusing on the shades that maybe I've never used and trying to come up with another way of using them. Stuff like that, you know? Just a thought. Obviously, I'm always going to have newer stuff because I support certain brands. Like, I just do. Obviously, like, what did she just launch? The Xeon palette? That's definitely not my color story. By no means. But I got it. But the thing is I'm looking at it going, but what kind of look could I do? Like, yeah, we know these shades are way out of my comfort zone, but could I make them work for me? And I'm going, like with today, I did all liquid products, cream, no powder. Right now I'm just brushing away. And so far it's holding up really nicely. Like, I have no complaints. And the creams blended beautifully. That Tarte, let me tell you. Hold on. Okay. This one. This is what I got. And it is called, it's called Seychelles. Okay. So I got the mini. Mine's dirty. But this was so easy to use. It did not pick up my product. I simply used I used this brush here by Smashbox. It's a um it says angled powder. I really hope I didn't mess this brush up. But it just goes perfectly right there. And it was so easy. Like, I literally just had a stamp. I mean, same with my forehead. Just stamp. Like, it is nuts on how easy this was. And then here, look at this. It goes right along. Like, you can use different parts of the brush for different things. Same with my jawline. Like, perfectly. Perfect. I mean, perfect. For blush, out of the Tasha palette, I use this. It's the Marc Jacobs. It's called the Blush. Now, I like this for blush, but I kind of more like it for bronzer or contour. But it still works for blush nonetheless. And obviously it would. It's called the Blush, you know. But, like, I love this brush. But certain brushes I don't like for cream either. Like, I don't like my Kevin Kwan for cream. But anywho, I just want to try to sort of step out of my comfort zone, but be in my comfort zone just enough to where I can wear the makeup and the makeup not wear me. And see if the makeup will last. I have usually, like, normal skin. So I don't worry about, like, too dry or too oily. So if this will last and not fade completely off by the end of the day, I'm game. Just because it's less product on my face. And to be fair, sometimes putting on makeup, I'm like, I think I look older with makeup than I do without. So, alright. So I think I went over everything on my face. Oh, lips. I use the Natasha Denona lip liner in Julia? No, Renee. I think Renee. And then I use the I Need a Nude in Ambrosia. Ambrosia. It's, I don't know, 36 NP. I think this was actually part of the left set, to be fair. But it's this shade here. I don't know if I really like the lips with this look, but we're gonna work it today. And that's it for the face, right? I went over everything, yeah. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday unless there's a new launch. And I'll see you in my next one. Give me any ideas, guys. I'm up for any ideas, really. On, like, even older palettes. Like, I am going to do the Valentine's Day thing where I grab my Valentine's Day palettes, obviously. This is one of them, but I have so many. But I think I want to start that February 1st. So I need to get through the rest of this month on stuff to do. I'm at a loss. But I'll let you go. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.